Hey guys, this is Little Miss Cross
and Dex. We're gonna talk about the Lego Batman movie.
Batman!
We're going to be seeing it on Friday, so we thought we'd just preemptively talk about our opinions on it and what we were expecting or hoping to see.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
Because day of, we're just gonna be too excited to actually look at it judgmentally
I'll be
in any way.
in school, so I won't necessarily be too excited, but distracted.
Yes. Well, I'm still excited.
I mean, I'll be in school. I'm dead inside, as is.
It's normal.
Like, I just enter a realm of unconsciousness as I go through my daily life.
Substitute.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm actually quite excited for this movie. Largely because when the Lego movie first premiered, I had expected it to be, a lighthearted, fun movie and ended up thinking it was actually quite a bit better than I had expected of a movie of its caliber, a movie based off a toy we all played with as kids.
And also, it looked amazing. Like, using the stop motion and the 3D, you could not tell which was which. And how they actually made everything still work and look like Lego was perfect.
And I was actually quite impressed that the movie turned out to be a lot more heartfelt than I had anticipated it to be. The whole live-action scenes with Will Ferrell and his kid.
It killed me!
Were pretty great. But again, the comedy was great. All the voice acting was really on point. And I really enjoyed the story, even though it was, your same basic hero from nowhere saves the day story. They kind of took it in an interesting direction, and it held pretty strong throughout, and I didn't find that there were any points in the movie where I felt it was too slow or too fast. I thought the movie was paced really well. And
they had a good number of different characters, too.
Yeah, exactly. A good variety of characters. I liked the nods to actual old Lego sets and not just the ones that they were producing, obviously, to sell toys. They're after the immense amounts of toys that came out from this movie, but it was actually cool to see that and to see them take time and actually put thought and feeling into a movie that they could have so easily just made another commercial sellout. I'm talking a lot more than Little Miss Cross here, but I suppose we can start getting into the Lego Batman part itself. Growing up, I was a fairly big fan of the comic book genre and comic book superheroes. That was kind of, one of my first experiences with actual, animation on the small screen, right? Cartoons and the such. And as it kind of continued on, we saw Batman used in, a lot of things. And especially recently, he's essentially everywhere, right? And I'm probably going to be one of the minority here that didn't really like the majority of the recent incarnations of Batman. I didn't really like the Killing Joke. I didn't really like Batman versus Superman at all.
I didn't see it. I just avoided that.
And I'm actually not a big fan of Batman himself in the Christopher Nolan movies. Everyone always remembers Heath Ledger as the Joker, but no one really cares that much about Batman aside from the funny voice he put on.
That's true. He didn't do too much.
And it wasn't really him that got the focus. And I don't know, for me, just as of recent, I don't find that Batman has really been portrayed well.
Recently, most of the focus has been on the enemy and the villain rather than Batman himself.
And I mean, I can't speak for a lot of the recent comics since I haven't had a chance to really keep up with the DC comic book universe outside of little footnotes and things I read online, since I haven't had the time to put into reading all of those comic books. Largely with being in school and doing all these other things at the same time. But, I'm hoping that this Batman incarnation is going to be good. Honestly, he's probably my second favorite incarnation, at least comedically. The best incarnation I can think of for any Batman thing is Batman the Animated Series. I definitely think that is the best definitive version of Batman. It's my favorite, and I think it's a really good one to introduce people to, and a good one that kind of portrays the character really well.
Which one? I'm spacing on the name of the one I like best.
You like
The one where Batman's old and it's the
yeah, you like
the futuristic one.
Oh, why did you do this to me? I was just thinking about it too. It's Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
The one with is it Terry Gilliam is
I don't know, but
Batman?
That might be.
I think so.
Yeah.
That was a good one. It didn't run as long, but I liked Batman the Animated Series a bit better. I mean, all the cartoons that came out around that time are really good. I liked
Justice League was good too.
Yeah, Justice League was really good, and Superman's solo show was actually pretty good too. I remember liking it quite a bit. It's just unfortunate that in recent years DC doesn't seem to know what it's doing with its characters anymore.
At least not with movies.
Well, with shows too. What are they? The DC superhero girls. There's that, and that's garbage. And even recent things like The Killing Joke wasn't that good. Didn't go over that well with fans. I've pretty much started avoiding DC in basically all mediums because I just don't think they're doing their characters justice.
I'm not really actively avoiding it, but I haven't really seen anything that's making me like, I should watch this.
That, and we are much more obviously Marvel fans than we are DC fans.
God, yes. Recently, for sure.
I loved DC more as a kid because I loved cartoons like the Justice League, but
they were also good and they were around and there was so much variety.
Yeah, and it was really interesting. But then, I mean, obviously in recent years, the Marvel movies, the cinematic universe is just
perfect.
Much better than anything DC's putting out, and it's really sad seeing DC trying to play catch up with Marvel. And in doing so, the bunnies are making noise in the background. Not doing their absolute best to really portray their characters in the most flattering light.
Yeah, they're not giving them enough time either.
That too, but they're just not really paying the characters the justice they deserve. I'm using justice a lot, ironically, I suppose. But they're just not giving the characters the time and attention they deserve.
Okay, so we kind of veered off track. So let's go back to the upcoming movie. Batman.
Yeah, Batman Lego movie. Though I think the Lego movie is getting a sequel itself too.
Is it actually?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I wonder what they would do for that one.
Something great, I'm sure. But yes, we are excited. Again, really loved the Lego movie and loved Batman in that. We still kind of quote the things, I only work in black or very, very, very dark gray. And things like that are fantastic. But even the trailer itself has given some really great jokes.
I love the password, please.
Yeah, no, Batman. That's just great. And honestly, it's so self-aware of the history that it just makes it that much better because it's willing to make jokes at its own expense, which is what's lacking in the DCs. Yes. They're not willing to be funny. And they're not willing to let their characters
they're definitely
veer too much.
Yeah, they're definitely going a much more serious route.
And it's not going to work for them because they don't let the characters feel...
cartoons were great because of the humor.
And they were good because the characters felt real and developed and not so one-dimensional. But again, we're just taking the piss out of DC now.
But this one, I'm sure will be good.
I'm sure is going to be good. But again, it's not DC putting this out, so... That, I'm sure, plays a large part in it.
Possibly.
But yeah, we're pretty excited for it. Once we see it, we'll, discuss it after the fact. Yeah. Get our initial thoughts and then, maybe do a more honest and thoughtful review rather than just our first thoughts. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're excited. And once we see it, we will let you guys know what we thought.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Just had to do one more, huh?
One more than you. Every time.
Not every time.